James Turner for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so this video right here is a video that's been long overdue. It's one I've been wanting to get to, and I'm happy I'm finally doing it. A couple weeks ago, when I was in Campo D'Angelo for the Venado Lopez fight, I was watching Pro Box one night, and just watching the regular midweek boxing that Pro Box gives the fans, and normally it's pretty good midweek fight series. I watched this Japanese fighter, and he really caught my attention. And really, I'll be honest with you, I think he's gonna be making some real noise on the world level very, very soon, and that's none other than Katsuma Akitsugi. El Cuete, Japonecito. The Japanese firecracker. That's what he calls himself. So I saw his record. When I saw his record, I couldn't understand why he was in the main event, because his record on paper was, going into the fight, he was 10-0 with like one knockout. So you look at that and you're like, okay, well, why is this guy in the main event? Because the guy he was fighting was an opponent, Jesus Ribeiro. He had fought like a couple guys. He fought like Ramon Cardenas, Nick Ball. A guy that was durable, competent, but not really like an A-side type of fighter. Just a guy that you bring in who's durable when he loses fights. So while I'm watching the fight, and this guy, the pressure he puts on fighters, out of that southpaw stance, the angles he takes, the way he makes these guys have to speed up their pace. And even though he's not a big puncher, I'll tell you this, he's one of those guys. I think fighting guys like him are some of the worst fighters fighting boxing. These fighters that have high punch output, can put pressure on you, know distance really well. He's the kind of guy that when you fight him, he's accurate, and he will systematically break you down and wear you out. So let's talk about him. Katsuma Akitsugi. Let's talk about just his story, who he is in boxing, and all that stuff. So first and foremost, this guy moved to the USA a couple years ago because, really and truthfully, he was out there in Japan, and he was winning fights, and he was doing his thing. He ran his record up to like, what was it? I don't know. He was an amateur. So he turned pro in America. He wasn't even fighting in Japan, but he felt like the real competition, sparring-wise, professionally, was here in America. He came to the States, had like 10,000 in his savings, and then, bet on himself. He couldn't speak no English. He was washing dishes at a Japanese restaurant out there in LA. Even married himself a Mexican woman. So he's really, entrenched in Mexican culture. But that's a little bit of his story. Southpaw, takes very good angles, puts very, very intelligent mental pressure on fighters, accurate. He just fights with a certain confidence about him. And when he takes these angles, when he sidesteps people, it kind of looks a bit like Lomachenko. I'm not sure if that's somebody that influenced him, but that's kind of how it looks when he fights. This is a guy in Akitsugi where he's been put in tough. I know it's early in his career, but this guy's been put in very, very tough. He's fought and beaten 4 undefeated prospects. They had a combined record of 41-0 when he fought them. Some guys at the club show level, some guys at a higher level, but the 4 prospects were Arnold Denong, who was like a tough club show fighter in California. You had Rasheem Brown from, I believe, Philadelphia, Rasheem Downtown Brown. I know about Rasheem Brown. He took his O. And then Gregory Morales, a guy that's sparred with Bam Rodriguez and been in the Robert Garcia boxing gym, took his O on a Golden Boy show. So this is a guy that's not getting the benefit of soft matchmaking. If he's had to prove anything about himself, he's had to prove it in sometimes unfavorable circumstances, and he's done that so far, and he's done it with flying colors. And look, his last fight, I mentioned him fighting Jesus Ramirez Rubio, a guy that's been an opponent for some big names in and around these weights. Ramirez Rubio got knocked out by Nick Ball in 1 round. The fight right before he fought Akitsugi, he fought super bantamweight contender Ramon Cardenas, and Ramon Cardenas finished him in 9 rounds. Had a bit of a closer fight. He had a closer fight than Akitsugi had. Katsuma stopped in the same round, but it wasn't no close fight. He was straight just styling on him. It was an easy fight for him. So he's having better performances against, veteran opponents than guys in higher weight classes are. So, he's making statements. That's why he's got this video. And that's why I'm talking about him. He's also, being that he's in Southern California, from what I gathered on him, it looks like one of the only fights I know that he sparred was Jojo Diaz. So that's good work there for him. And he's a guy, like, when you look at the bantamweight division right now, I'll be honest with you, the bantamweight division is a division that right now, it's ran by the Japanese. Every champion at bantamweight is Japanese. You got Junta Nakatani holding the WBC, Takuma Inoue holding the WBO, Ryosuke Nishida holding the IBF, and then Yoshiki Takai holding the WBO. So it's a Japanese weight class. A lot of contenders are Japanese. He's not currently ranked in the top 15, but I think he's probably one step-up fight win away from being a top 15 ranked fighter, because right now on BoxRec, and I know the BoxRec ratings aren't perfect. I like to use them for guys that aren't ranked in the top 15 because you can get a gauge of kind of where they're at in the world. Right now, Akitsugi's 29th in the world, so he's right there. I think they're gonna step him up real soon, and I would fully anticipate it to be a good fight. But look, if you guys never seen this guy fight, I know you don't do what I did. I saw his record on the screen. He had one knockout when I seen him fight, and then I watched him fight, and he just jumped off the screen. He was a really skillful fighter, and I think just so long as he's afforded the chance to stay active and continue to progress his career, this is a guy that I do think could be champion. I'll be honest with you, he's not even ranked in the top 15. There's at least one, or I would give him a chance to beat either Nishida or Yoshiki Takai right now. He's got that kind of skill level. I think his style would mesh well with those guys. But yeah, right now he is the 29th ranked bantamweight on BoxRec. So some of the guys that are ranked in and around him, like you got Floyd Cashflow Diaz ranked at 34, just below him. I would love to see that fight. I would like to see Floyd Cashflow Diaz try to pass that test, because if he could pass that test, that would show me that he's more deserving of being on that top level. You got him. You got Saul Sanchez, former world title challenger, who some people thought beat Jason Maloney in that fight earlier in January. He's 25. That's actually a fight I would like to see. Katsuma Akitsugi versus Saul Sanchez, I think, would be a banger. Sanchez isn't known as a big puncher, but he can slug a little bit, fight on the inside. Akitsugi has intelligent feet, very accurate puncher, high volume, not a lot of power. So I think stylistically that's a good fight. You got German Ancajas, the former champion. That to me is a perfect fight for him. A faded champion that really punching power never carried up in the weight class. I think I think Katsuma would beat German Ancajas and beat him quite handily. You got Antonio Vargas, they're 18. Michael Angeletti at 16. So those are a couple of names. Vincent Astrolabio, so Astrolabio, Michael Angeletti, Antonio Vargas, Saul Sanchez, Cashflow Diaz. I want to see him in these kind of fights. I think those are the kind of fights he should be in, because they put this guy through the ringer. Like I said, 4 undefeated prospects, 41-0 record combined, coming in as the B-side on a lot of these fights and just styling on these guys, beating them easy, right? Making statements on Pro Box. So, look, is he a puncher? Is he a world-class puncher? No. But he's very good at a lot of other things. His conditioning is up to par. Accuracy is very high. Footwork is very high. Work rate is very high. Someone to watch in the bantamweight division, and someone that I would say has world championship potential. So that's my video on Katsuma Akitsugi, El Cuete, Japonecito, the Japanese firecracker. So, if you haven't seen him fight, please do. He's a treat to watch in the ring, and I'm looking forward to seeing him progress his career in the future. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterfield, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.